I'm dropping out of university. I'm kidding, that was clickbait. I've decided to take a gap year because this whole year I've decided I'm going to defer my classes and I'm going to give up in this class that I'm currently enrolled in. I'm going to take a break from everything this whole year and just go back to being me and just take the time to figure out who I am, what I want to do, and just learn through the world. I want to learn through the world before I want to learn through a classroom. I'm starting this just as my edible is kicking in, so pardon me. I don't even know what I want to say. I'm recording this in the bathroom because I feel like I never really get to spend time in my bathroom. So here I am in my bathroom, spending time in my bathroom. As scary as the decision to defer is, or even the thought of dropping out of uni entirely, the thought of that initially, my initial reaction is to get so scared. I'm so scared. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do without a uni degree? What am I gonna do outside of school? What am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna get a job? How are people gonna like me? How are people gonna know that I'm smart? How can I prove to myself that I'm smart? And it's like, now that I've done it, pretty much. I did uni, I did 3 years of uni, maybe a bit more than I would have liked. I did 3 years of it, and I've successfully completed 2.5 years. I think the biggest thing I've learned from it is that, honestly, it's a waste of time. At least for me it was. Obviously, if you want to go out and be a doctor, you kind of have to. I would like you to go to uni and have proper education for this career that you want to pursue. But as just someone who didn't know what they wanted to do, someone who just wanted an excuse to not have a full-time job yet, it is a waste of time, it is a waste of money, it's a waste of resources, and it's not as great as everyone makes it out to be. It's not as hard as it's gonna be, so thus, for me at least, it wasn't as rewarding because it wasn't really that hard, and it's not as prestigious. It's fucking I'm playing Kahoots in at least one class in every semester of uni. I'm like over 20K in debt to play Kahoot twice a fucking week. And the thing is, I don't regret going to university. I don't regret it at all. In fact, I've said this to my friends before, and I'll say it again. The friendships and experiences I've made in my time at university, I would literally pay millions of dollars for it. Like, I couldn't have even imagined the people I would meet, the places I get to visit, the things I get to do, the person I'd become if it wasn't for university. I moved up here, I moved interstate to go to university, at least that was my excuse. And if it wasn't for that push that I got accepted into this university, that forced me to get out of my comfort zone and really help myself, to save myself. I was so miserable all the time. I was so fucking depressed all the time for years, and I didn't even know it was depression until I went into uni, and then it started affecting me really bad, and then I pushed myself to go to therapy, and it wasn't until then that I realized, looking back now, that was depression. And I tried to solve it by leaving everything behind and starting a new life, and can I be honest, it did solve it. Oh my goodness, you can't heal in the same environment that hurt you. And so I feel like university in some way really changed my life. The decision to go to uni, the decision to apply, the decision to move, the decision to stop going to uni, I think is truly, my life currently, uni is probably the biggest influence on my life right now. Well, obviously fucking right now, duh. I feel like this is me kind of, what's it called? Future telling? Future reading? I'm like guessing the future here. The decisions I make around going to uni are going to shape the rest of my life. Like, I think no matter what happens in my adulthood, I think it can only come second to how it would shape me to the person I am today, or to the person I will be at the end of my life. I think uni will always be the biggest influence. I don't know if that made sense. I don't even remember half of what I said, so I can't even think about if that makes sense. I don't think I was put into this universe to go to university. I don't think The timeline that I am currently in has me being a university student or being a university alumna. I don't think that is part of my story in this lifetime. I could just be dramatic. I could just be making excuses. But as of today, I am unofficially, but decidedly, a college dropout. That term used to terrify me. It was one of the main reasons why I didn't want to go to uni initially. I was like, you can't be a college dropout if you don't go to college. Durr. So I was like, let me cheat the system. I never cemented the idea of going to university in anybody's heads because it wasn't even cemented in my head. If you would have asked me in 2018, are you gonna go to university? My genuine answer would have been, but honestly, if I had my way, I would have been like, no! Like the idea of just finishing 13 years of school and having to do more and having it seemingly be so difficult and prestigious and competitive and expensive. I took a gap year, okay? So I was not around 18, 19 when I made the decision to go to uni. How are you asking 17-year-olds to just dictate the rest of their life right then and there on a random day? Oh, I'm just gonna be this. So I'm gonna work my whole life to be that, and I'm gonna work my whole life as that. And then what, you die? It then puts this idea in our minds that we have to have it all figured out by 17. Because technically, you're meant to start going. You're meant to start the grind of your career on a random day during your 17-year-old year of life. You're meant to make a decision randomly at 17 that's gonna rule the rest of your life, allegedly. Oop, I better put this down. I'm an ally. 17. If I would have met my 17-year-old self, I would have slapped her across the face. But I also would have hugged her, because I don't think it was until I was 17 that I really started to show signs of depression. And at that point it was like, oh my god. I probably would have been like, who, me? Depression? But then looking back, I'm like, yes! Yes, you! Anyway, back to this. What was I even talking about? 17 is such a, they're like, you don't have to have it all figured out by like your 20s. But technically, for a lot of us, there's this pressure that pushes the idea that, yeah, you kind of do have to have it figured out by your 20s. You're meant to be achieving your goals at 20s so that by the time you're 30 and onwards, you can just chill. It's allegedly this decade of like really strenuous, dedicated, intense work so that you can cruise along the rest of your life. But that's never the case. So I'm still trying to unlearn a lot of that. I'm still trying to unlearn every preconceived idea I have about what uni is like and what it means to be a college dropout and what it means to not have a degree and what it means to not study. Basically, at this point, I'm an adult without qualifications. I have a high school diploma and that's it. And it sounds so scary, like even just saying that, that's probably the first time I've admitted it, and I'm like, girl, I gotta get my degree. No way am I walking around without a fucking higher education than high school, without having tertiary education. But also, I'm just questioning this now. Why is it such a bad thing? I don't look down at other people if they don't have tertiary education, so why am I beating myself up for not? Oh my god, I'm having all these revelations right now. I don't think I was made for uni, and I don't know, maybe once I get medicated for ADHD, my opinion will change, but as of right now, uni is not my path. And when I decided to drop out, or at least defer, unofficially drop out, baby drop out, I'm just testing, I'm still keeping my foot in the door. Why do I keep doing that? Anyway, deferring and taking a whole gap year off in the middle of my degree, technically, the idea of that is so scary, because I'm like, you're wasting time! You're meant to be done. Like, you already took a gap year. You're already a year behind. But I'm not. Because in this timeline, in this universe, I am meant to be making these exact decisions because it's gonna inevitably lead me to my end goal. What's my end goal? I don't know. I physically cannot make a wrong decision if I tried. I believe in every lifetime there is this lesson that you're gonna learn, there is this end goal you're gonna achieve, whether you like it or not. You don't know what the end goal is, but it's what the universe feels like you need to learn your spirit needs to learn in this lifetime. So it's going to be a singular lesson, so you can really focus on it. And once you master this lesson, you progress into your higher self, and so on and so forth until you become the ultimate version of yourself. And I feel like that happens over lifetimes. Anyway, what was I on about? Oh yeah. I feel like I physically cannot make a wrong decision because I am destined in this life to learn a single lesson to achieve a single goal at the end of my life. And I don't know what that is, but if I make a decision that feels like it's straying away from the end goal, the universe is gonna guide me back to it. Every road leads to the end goal, and there are an innumerable number of, what's it called? Roads. The odds of a certain sequence of my life happening action by action, that's insane. Just the odds of me existing as I am right now is fucking insane. What are the odds of me sitting here doing this, having lived these experiences and feeling the need to share it? And what are the odds of you and everything you've done in your life to sit there and watch me and listen to me? What are the odds of us interacting like this? In this lifetime, in this shape and form. Oh my god. And that's why I think and this is my advice to anybody else in probably the same position or a similar position as I am. Obviously, I know I am in a very privileged position to have the opportunity to even get higher education or an education, and even the privilege of getting to decide to quit. Okay, I understand. So this is not for everybody. This is for my people. Okay, this is for the people who resonate with this. Nothing's ever that fucking deep. Once you kind of let go, like you physically let go, I think is when you really start to get. I'm imagining a grapefruit right now, that really sweet, juicy middle. That's when you really start living it. And as pivotal the decision was for me to go to university, I think the decision to leave, or at least pause on university at the moment, is just as important as that initial decision to attend. I seriously cannot wait to see what my life is going to be like in the next 6 months, in the next year. Where am I a year from now today? What decisions will I have made? What kind of person will I be? What beliefs would I have? What would my dreams be? It's crazy. Who would be the person I'd want to be a year from now? I have an idea of who I want to be right now in 2026, but who's 2026-year-old me gonna dream about being in 2027? It's so scary, but I can't help but feel like it's so right. I was meant to believe that it's scary to do this right now. That like I said, the fear of not being a tertiary educated person in the workplace. It's like, oh my gosh, it just limits my options unanimously, and I have no choice but to work in one place that I am miserable in forever. But really, oh my god, my passions don't have to be my career. My passions can just be, because I feel like because we exist in such like a horrible time of capitalism, everything we have to enjoy doing, everything that comes easy to us, you're automatically expected to make a profit out of that just because you can. Not because you have to. You could be the richest person in the world, but if you're doing something that comes so naturally to you and you just excel at it, people are going to inevitably ask you, when and how are you going to make this sellable? How dare you do something out of the kindness of your heart, out of the fire in your spirit? Everything just has to be marketable and buyable and sellable and whateverable. Why can't we just do stuff for the sake of wanting to do stuff? And obviously I don't mean like killing, but just like in our own life. If it doesn't hurt anything or anyone, so be it. So be it. I don't know if I'll regret saying that. I just need to let go. I've loosened my grip, I feel like, a lot the last year. I've grown so much, I think, emotionally. I feel like 2023 and prior to that, I was like gripping on for dear life. Knuckles white, nails digging into my palms. I am holding tight until my circulation stops. 2024, I'm relaxing. Color is coming back to my hands. The indents are kind of plumping up again. Okay, 2025, I need to learn to let go. Just give in to whatever is going to be on the other side of that decision. Am I going to fall? Am I going to fly? Am I going to stay where I am? Who knows? What am I going to fall into? How far am I going to fall? How high am I going to fly? I need to learn to let go. I need to learn to trust myself, trust my instincts, trust my passions, trust my intelligence, trust my skills, trust my mind, trust my body, trust my soul, trust the universe, trust my creator. I need to just trust and let go. Everything will work out for me, because why wouldn't it? I wouldn't have been put into this universe just to fail. The odds of me existing are too small for it to not be intentional. I don't know if that makes sense, but in my current mind, in my current state of mind, it does. And it means the odds of creating anyone else like me were so high. Whatever created me specifically curated my life and who I am to be this exact thing that is existing and yapping at a freaking camcorder right now. That is what I was intentionally, who I was intentionally made to be. And so I need to trust my gut, because this is how I'm made to be. And the sooner I let go and just, because all the decisions are made for me, right? My life is a track, and I literally just have to keep driving down this straight road. Even if it's not straight, even if it's like bending and dwindling and whatevering, there's still a road I can follow. No matter how confusing it gets, I don't have to worry about anything, because the path is already made for me. I simply just have to follow it. And the sooner I let go, I imagine it like a roller coaster. It's gonna be twisting me, turning me, flipping me. The sooner I let go and just accept whatever happens to me, because anything else is out of my control right now. Once I learn to let go, hello, I'm enjoying it. The beautiful wind in my hair, the views, the sound of people screaming, the adrenaline coursing through my body, just knowing that there's nothing you can do in this moment to change. You simply just have to let things happen. That is just so surreal. I physically can feel my frontal lobe developing right now. Or it could be deteriorating from how much marijuana I'm using, but that is besides the point. Looking back, even just in the last couple of months, a series of events that took place, good and bad. Looking back at that, even just a month from now, I'm like, I can see that was a really important catalyst in the making of who I am, the becoming, I think, of this new self of mine. The unbecoming of who I thought I was gonna be, and the becoming of who I'm meant to be. It's just so exciting. I'm just so excited. Everything is going to work out for me, because why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Why shouldn't it? Why couldn't it? In this life, I am claiming that I am meant to be best friends with Alex Gonzani. So I'm also so excited for that to happen in the future.
Alex, if you're watching this, Alex Gonzani, hi.
I love Alex Gonzani. It's crazy. I feel like that's all I have to say. I have no one to talk to. I have the house to myself right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be. I accidentally just turned the little flush on. Anyway, as I was saying, I have the house completely to myself right now, because otherwise, why would I be yapping up my head? Why would I be up my rocker? I'm actually so excited for this decision. Nothing has felt truer. Nothing has felt truer. Wow. I haven't even decided if I'm like officially gonna drop out, or if I'm just gonna ghost the university forever. I obviously can't evade my fucking Hexted, but that's a problem for another day. I don't need to have it figured out, because it will work out for me. It's already been figured out for me. I just have to wait until the answer unveils itself. Even if the outcome of going to uni wasn't proof that I was academically excellent, or just to improve academically. Like, we think when going to uni, we kind of learn objective stuff. We learn how to do this, we learn how to get from A to B, to produce C, yada yada yada. You know, we're kind of given all this information so intently in order for us to be a master at something, in order for us to be highly capable in a certain field, doing a certain job. But even if I didn't end up becoming an ecologist from my degree, or from the decision to go to uni. Oh my gosh, I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway, I'm trying to stick to the path. Even if the takeaway from my decision to go to university isn't an animal ecology degree, I think I have become more intelligent in other ways, shapes, and form. And I think that is just as, if not more important than improving my academic intelligence. It's helped me so much to become the person I am today that, yeah, fucking hell. I think the whole point of me going to uni was to put myself under so much unnecessary stress because I was gripping on so tight because I couldn't face the fact of letting go to the universe. So I was like, I'm gonna grip this so hard, I'm gonna keep doing what I think I'm meant to be doing. So I'm holding on to all these ideas so tightly, and then I learned to let go. And it's actually like, why don't I just trust myself into what I want to do in this current moment, doing what I enjoy? I'm probably not gonna stay in my current job forever, but right now, I really enjoy it, and I could keep seeing myself doing it in the near future, in the foreseeable future. I don't have to definitely be like an animal ranger by the age of 25. I can be whatever I want to be at 25. I can be whatever I want my 25-year-old self to be, and I can make that decision when I'm 25. I don't have to make that decision now. I didn't have to make it when I was 17, and that's okay. That's the joy, not knowing. I feel like this is my unbecoming. I know I said this a little bit earlier. I was like, it's the unbecoming of my old self and the becoming of my new self. It's a metamorphosis right now. I think this period of my life, probably my 20s, which is very similar to other people, I think my 20s are gonna be my metamorphosis. So I'm just gonna keep reinventing myself as many times as I need in as many different ways as I seem necessary to find my truest and highest self in this lifetime. Starting off with, I don't know if I should repaint my nails brown or go red. Life is just so joyful. Do you want to know how uptight I am? I think about this moment a lot. One time I was in therapy and my therapist and I were talking about my constant need to overachieve and be really good at everything I could ever possibly potentially do. And I told her it's so stressful all the time because I always have this anxious need to be the best. And she cuts me off and she goes, to be the best or to do your best? I didn't hesitate. I was like, obviously to be the best. Because from my understanding, doing my best ultimately means I am the best. Because if I'm doing my best and I'm still not the best, I need to get the fuck out of there. So she was a little bit gagged. She thought I was a little bit smarter than that, a little bit more emotionally intelligent than thinking I could be the best at everything and I need to be the best at everything. She was like, are you fucking dumb? Are you stupid? So she was a little bit gagged, and I think that's when she was like, ooh, I am gonna wring this girl dry of money. It's so funny. It's like 2 years of therapy have been catching up finally these last 2 months. I feel like my third eye chakra is so powerful right now. I can see everything through my third eye. I am divinely guided and protected, and there's nothing more I do than enjoy the ride of my life. Mashallah. I've been contemplating going back to organized religion these last few weeks as well because I feel like I've been so in touch with spirituality and I just have all this spiritual energy that I want to share and learn more from and whatever else you do with energy. And I considered joining a religion to learn more about it. And I'm like, what religion would I even join? I just feel like there's so much to take away from each religion. I follow my own religion. I don't know what that is, but it's the religion to being your true self. And unfortunately, being a member of that religion means never being able to fully share it with other people because all our experiences and lives are unique in their own way. But also, it doesn't mean that we can't bond through shared experiences. But that's a story for another time. I'm still on the fence about that, but I just thought I'd add it in case 10 years from now I'm like a Buddhist monk. I think I could serve with a bald head. I'd have to be a Buddhist monk with a wig. My wig would be a bald cap. It's funny how a bald cap is like a wig. Like if it's a wig for me, but if you put a bald cap on a bald man, it's not a wig. Whereas if you put a black wig on me, then I don't think it's a wig, because if it's similar to my natural hair, it's not a wig. But a bald cap on me is a wig because it's so different to my natural hair. Just like how a black wig would be a wig on a bald man. But a bald cap wouldn't be a bald cap on a bald man because he's already bald. The cap is just, it's just a cap. It's not changing anything about it. And what am I? Maybe I'll remember this as my downfall for why I never left uni. For why I should have never left uni. I need to stop with the negative thinking. That's my 2 cents. I keep taking deep breaths because I'm so anxious. Okay, I am letting you go. Mwah. Take care of yourself, cherubs. The universe and I are on your side. Forever and ever.